Just jump on and just give a bit of an update. I have been busy behind the scenes working on a course. Now, the course is all about what to do when you're like, I don't get a clear signal. I don't know what's going on. I cannot communicate with my guides. One minute I'm getting one message, the next minute I'm getting something else. Um, it's not consistent. I don't know what to do because I can't get clarity. Um, or people will often come forward and they'll say, this was going fine and I thought this was the way to follow, but then everything just went unraveling crazy fast. So, any tips, any advice for what to do when everything seems to be going right and then all of a sudden wrong? Um, what I did was I put together a free course, and the course is designed for why we don't use Michael anymore. Archangel Michael is something that we've outgrown at this point. So we are going to move into using a new archangel, which is a super special. And it isn't explained in the course because, well, it takes a little bit of an explanation. I also went ahead and did cleansing and shielding and sealing of any leaks that might happen because what we were finding were that individuals were getting their inner container leaking energy out of it. And that leak was allowing interference to happen, almost like a haze around them, which made it really difficult to have contact with their guides or that guides have contact with them. So we just went ahead, sealed it. So that strategy is in the course as well. We also, so my spirit guide, the team, and myself, I just kind of sat down one night and I was like, why is this happening? Why are so many people coming forward and saying, like, I don't know what's going on. I have this, and this happening, and it just feels wrong, but I can't quite put my finger on it. So I was like, wait, why is it happening right now? And what do I do about it? And they were like, Natalie, you know why it's happening. You need to put out a course. And they had me just do an all-nighter and put this out, record it, and put it out. And I was like, are you guys sure? Usually your message to me is, Natalie, you need to rest. Natalie, you need to slow down. Natalie, you need to be more human. And now it was go, run. You need to put this out. No, don't sleep. Don't sleep. Go. I was like, okay, guys, I get you. It's important. So um, there's no gimmicks or catches to it. There is a paid portion, and that is for the light language section. You do not need to purchase the light language section. It is more for if you cannot see, if you do not, um, if it doesn't, if you're not able to do the methods yourself, the paid version is $55, and it is because the energy is coming through very strong and cleansing the areas for you. So it's almost like you have a standard and an automatic version. So the standard version that's there, very effective. It's strategies around cleansing your house, cleansing through your light body, sealing your light bodies. Introduction to Gloria, the archangel, the I call her 2.0. It is because we've ascended out of where we were and we've moved all shift happily now into the new space that we were looking to move towards. So, the cleansing of yourself, home, family members, putting up protection, cording it off, all of those types of things. And then some deeper strategies if you choose to purchase into the deeper strategies section. Hi, welcome. So I'm just going over the course that I put together, letting people know that there's no catch, there's no gimmicks, there's nothing to it. I was told and go put it out, run, don't walk, don't sleep. You should be recording and sending this out because the collective needs it at this point. Um, so it's a beautiful course. It's broken down into little segments so that they're bite sized and it's very task oriented. So it's task by task. First, do this. This is why. Then do this. This is why. And it just keeps going through. They're about 5-minute segments at a time. And it just takes you step by step on how to clear through, cleanse, remove negative energy, shield yourself against having that negative energy coming back through to you. The deeper level does go into not entity removal, but it's more of like, I call them like pawns, little foot soldiers that come in and they're just nuisance and annoying. People would say archons, right? So there's a strategy in there in the paid version. For me, the paid version again is because the energy exchange that's there that is brought through me is they were like, no, don't send this to the public. It doesn't belong in general public. This is something that if people are actually needing that extra piece, they need to access it. It's not something that should just be common knowledge. It's something that actually um, when people are committed to their ascension journey, then they can feel that this is something that they need. So hopefully that explains that a little bit as to what the course is, why it's important. It will always be free. I'm not using any fear tactics around, you're going to miss out on it, you need to get it now. It's going to always be there until at least I'm trying to listen. Like to make sure they're not going to say, "Oh no, after a couple weeks you're going to lock it." There's no fear tactics into that. It's going to be there for everybody to use. What else? Oh, today we're going live. We're going to talk about the empowerment event. The Divine Feminine Empowerment event is coming in September. So that's going to be coming up. It's all going to be about healing strategies, removing old programming, looking through a nervous system to look and identify trauma and wounds, and then how I will be light languaging to remove that stuff and invite people into their divine feminine. So empowering people. I'm one of 6 others, so I'm super blessed to be able to be with other intuitives, and they're going to be using their strategies. Majority of us all have their light language activation. Oh, good question. How to access the course? I'll leave it in the description so that you guys can access it. Um, It'll be on my website, natalienadine.com/free course. So uh, my regular website /free course. Makes it very simple so that people can remember it. So great question. Thanks. Uh, so yes, the empowerment portal thing that we're doing September, it is the 8th, 9th, 10th, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're all going to take different segments. So, and then there'll be some that we're all together in it. So hopefully it'll be somebody that resonates with you and somebody's strategy that just works to be like, okay, this is one that I needed. So those are the 2 big events that are coming up, or 2 big things. There's a lot of tools that you'll get. Oh, also in my free course, I wanted to include what I do when nothing is working. Like all these strategies, they were given to me by my spiritual team. If none of them are working, what do I do? Because that it happens. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So one of the strategies that they gave me, and I didn't put it in the course, but I probably need to go back and put it in there, is when you wake up and everything is black and you're like, I know I am somewhere where my guides can't access me right now. I know something's not right. They give us this whistle. So when you are in that space where you're like looking around, you're like, something's not right and I'm not connected and what do I do? You look down at your hand and you will see that there's a whistle in your hand. You blow the whistle and it is like an instant, I don't know, identification. So people come rushing in, like by people, I mean your guides and your spiritual team come running in and they are able to find you because typically when you're when you are disconnected in that way, it's usually during your dream realm when you're dreaming, and then this happens. Like you just kind of wander off. Sometimes you wander to find family members or lost connections or whatever, but you wander a little far, and when you wake up, you're like, "Where am I?" So that whistle is important. There was another strategy. Oh yes, the other strategy that I haven't included in the course is um, playlist. I go through a playlist and it goes through cleansing. So it's a frequency playlist. It's all about different frequencies that target different things. So sometimes it is boosting my astral body, boosting or removing different things, and they're all titled and all labeled certain things, like certain topics. And so I go through that list, listen to everything, and then I'm able to go in and do the course, like the strategies in the course. So sometimes I have to use this playlist of frequencies first, which is very, very helpful. So yeah, hopefully that helps with the updates. My finger, broken finger from the boating, fishtail. We were on a boat and it started fishtailing and it tipped, not all the way, but it was enough of the tipping action that I put my hand down and my tip of my finger broke. So I'm hoping to get this off next week. That's when my appointment is. So that's a personal update. My kids will be going back to school. We're in the midst of transition for that. Trying to think of what else has been going on. There's been a lot of archangel activity, a lot of updates from the angels. A lot of them are incarnated and embodied in their vessels, your human vessels at this point. They're in different various stages of that. So that has been really cool to be able to connect with them in the 3D and be doing some active work with them, which has been special, and as well as their helpers. So each archangel has different helpers and supports and around them, which have magical gifts as well. So there has been a lot going on with that. We're doing a lot of timeline sorting because they're blending together and there's a lot of confusion around the timelines. So we've been trying to sort that out. Different people are seeing different things. Different people are on different ones. The main one that I've seen, the highest one that's created, the collective cannot access it at this point, and it won't access it until, oh, maybe the new year, end of December, or beginning January, before we access the new highest timeline. That timeline, we have to go through some, it's like, I don't know, some lessons, I guess, in not just discernment, but just, yeah, they're just lessons that we have to go through in order to access the higher timeline. Um, and I think we're seeing that need for those lessons right now because we're seeing like people, like you were mentioning, like dissolving of relationships. That's been common right now. A lot of like what you would typically see as high school drama. You're like, why are these people just acting this way? This is so out of character for them. And that was why I was called to put the course out, because there's so many of situations where people are acting out of character, and you're like, are they purposely trying to piss me off? Like, what is this? Yes, so the attacks are coming through people, almost as if those energy leaks in their light bodies are being used to access to get to you. Instead of the direct attacks coming direct from wherever to us, they're being, I don't want to say put through, but they're accessing and then triggering. But that triggering is actually bringing to light the things that you need to work on. So it's an interesting strategy. The light always wins. Um, if you are triggered, then it is something that you need to work, bring to the surface, examine, have self-awareness about it, look through to see like what is it that I need to do to no longer have this control outside of me. Because if you have a trigger, then it's it's easy to be derailed, and nobody wants to be derailed, especially by some random person that we thought was close to us. Then something accesses them, they start acting out of character, and now you're triggered. Like that, it's happening in workplaces, it's happening in peers, it's happening in family members, it's happening right across the collective, and it is purposeful to bring forward our triggers, to examine them, to resolve them. How can we resolve something if we don't know about it? So this is bringing that awareness, and this is what's necessary to help us move into that higher timeline. We need to drop that baggage. Baggage, I mean those triggers. Really, the idea is if you're triggered, look to see what you need to resolve. And often it's easier to blame the person that pissed you off. And I remember saying to my sister, My sister said, "My boyfriend would be amazing if he just listened to what I want." Yeah, absolutely. And I was like, "But wait, is he responsible for listening to you and making you happy? Aren't you responsible for that?" And she was like, "Huh. Well, I help him. I tell him things I like, and then he just has to do the things I like and stop doing the things I don't like." And I'm like, "But isn't that for you to open that up and bring forward what doesn't trigger you? Like, he's just showing you where your triggers are, and you should be thanking him for helping you." And she was like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, well, how else do we learn? How else do we learn what works for us and what doesn't work for us?" The idea is to bring forward and get lighter. Each time we get lighter, we're able to embody another chunk of ourselves. And each time we embody another chunk of ourselves, we're able to then go deeper. We're going deeper into being able to remove more because we have more of that energetic oomph behind us to be able to dig deeper into a deeper level and clear more with the knowledge we have and the access to our guides and our higher self that we have. So we need that in order to move to the new timeline on a collective level. So you need to get pissed off. You're going to get pissed off because people are going to trigger you. They're going to trigger you purposely. The reason that they're triggering you is so that you can examine your junk. The junk is there because it's either old programming, old beliefs, old trauma, old stuff stored in your nervous system. It's exactly what you need. It needs to come out. It needs to come to the surface. Thank them. Let them stay in love. Like they don't know. It's also the vision that I get is people will often say to me, "Well, they triggered me. They knew that was going to be a trigger, and they triggered me." Okay, so but it's your trigger, right? Well, yeah. So are they supposed to tiptoe around your trigger? Well, they know that it upsets me. Okay. So it upsets you. They're fine. They're living their life. Like, isn't this impacting you? Well, yeah, that's why I'm so pissed off. Okay. So the vision that comes to my mind is somebody driving their car. And if they're driving their car, minding their own business, living their best life, doing their thing, they're not worried about that car got his turning signal on or the person behind them that maybe they're driving too slow for that person's liking. They're worried about them. If we drove our car worried about, am I going too slow? The person behind me probably doesn't know that I'm driving slow because my baby's, car seat or they dropped something or whatever is going on in your car. What I'm saying is, if we always drove our car worried about what somebody else thought, we would never get to where we were going. We would be like, "Oh, I should probably speed up. Oh, that person's turning and I think I'm in their way. Oh, that person over there, they whatever they think." Stop thinking about what other people think about you. Stop. Drive your damn car. Worry about following the road signs, like the views and morals that you hold, the views and morals that are good societal morals. Things like, when you drive your car, you follow the laws of the road. You don't cross the center line. You signal because it's polite. You stop at the stop sign. You stop at the red light. Don't just blow through them. Like, you make the conscious decision each day to have the best intentions for everybody. If you follow those rules and laws, your intent is pure and good. If you piss somebody off, you piss somebody off. Okay. Okay. So they're pissed off. Like, it's whatever. You did not purposely intend to go out of your way to piss somebody off. Sounds like they have their trauma stuff to work on. It's not yours. I always ask Source when I piss somebody off. I know it's not intentional. They had a trigger. Is it for me to do something with it? Often Source will tell me, "Natalie, you've triggered their lessons. Thank you. Thank you for highlighting the lessons that this individual is being welcomed to explore." It's up to them whether they pick those lessons up or not. And it's not for me to point those lessons out to them. It's not for me to say, "Wow, you're really pissed off. Sorry I pissed you off. Maybe you should take a nice hard look at X, Y, and Z." No, those lessons are delivered by Source. Those lessons aren't delivered by me. Those lessons are going to come through in divine timing to that individual. So often I will ask, "Source, I have pissed somebody off. They are so mad. What do I do?" And they will tell me, "Natalie, you shine your light, you glow beautifully, You hold space for them, you hold love, and you just sit quietly. And I'm like, say what? I want to go tell them. And they're like, don't tell them anything. Don't say anything. This is not you or yours to deliver. This is for us to step in. But thank you for highlighting it. What? And then I will feel, am I not standing in my power by letting them know? And they're like, you are standing in your power. You're letting us do what we need to provide for this individual. Okay, but I'm still mad. Then that sounds like your trigger, Natalie. Have a look at that trigger. Why are you mad? Well, I can't speak. I want to go tell them. Then that sounds like a you thing, Natalie, not a them thing. Okay, so what do? They're like, bring in the light. They're trying to disconnect you from the light. This is not about them. This is about you. You need to connect yourself to the light. Okay, bringing in the light, shining through my bodies, sealing everything up. All right, how do I feel? I feel good. I feel good. Okay, I'm seeing this, that, and the other, and they're trying to poke, and they're trying to like run around and tell Susie and Mary and Sally all kinds of stuff that happened. Natalie, let them do that. They are learning their lessons. They're going through their lessons. Stay in your space, stay in your lane, hold your light, do what you need to do. Focus on what you need. Okay. Breathe. Bring in your crystals, bring in your stuff. This is not about you. And then that's it. And so that basically is a summary of an example of what goes on right now. That is happening all over. Those triggers are not often about us. When we're minding our business, have great intentions, driving our car merrily, following the rules of the land, and somebody behind us is pissed because they think we're going too slow, or they think we didn't signal for the right amount of time, and they're honking their horn like a crazy person. Shine your light, show them love. Don't say anything. Don't tell them, oh, you need cleansing. You have like some kind of trauma happening. No. Lessons will be delivered in due time to those individuals who need it. We, bigger goal, we're going to the new timeline, and we cannot get there unless we highlight these things and remove them. So you might find yourself on either end of this. You might find that you are the one that becomes triggered because somebody in front of you is poking your trigger and they knew that that was a trigger and they shouldn't have did that. Okay, well, that sounds like it's a you trigger. Go fix it. Okay, so you've triggered somebody else. All right, let them have space to remove their trigger and let their lessons come in due time. We can only digest so much. Yes, they are wounded. It's okay. Let's just give them space. So those are both ends of that. The course will help either end because it seals up any gaps for that kind of triggersome stuff to come through. It also, if you are triggered, you'll be able to go through the course and connect to light, hear your guides, be able to think, feel, and be clear in decisions that you're making. So hopefully that has been helpful. I feel like divine energy came through and just did their thing. I was sent a message to come on and do this live right here, right now. So those of you that caught it, thank you. Again, the course is my website, natalienadine.com/free course. Again, it will always be free. You don't have to like panic. It's going away. There is a paid version piece to it, which is the light language and the deep clear of archons. I just don't think it's there for the public. You kind of have to get to a place and be ready to have that additional piece for it. So, yeah, it's great getting on and like being with you guys. I'm gonna try to get on more often and just do some of these lives to help bring in some clarity and just hang out and have some good energy with you guys. So hope all is well. Take care, guys. Bye for now. Be sure to subscribe so you know when I'm coming on. It's so random. The spirit just leads me and says, now, go, Natalie, run now. So yeah, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications. Guys, thanks.